People and their environment. In this chapter, we're going to state the meaning of the environment, identify the types of environment, identify the features of the physical and social environment, and also enumerate the resources and their uses in the physical and social environment, and also finally describe the influence of man on the physical and the social environment. Now, when we say environment, what do we mean? So in the previous chapter, I explained that the environment is the totality of our surrounding, everything we have around us. And we also said that the environment is divided into, we have the social environment and the physical environment. Now, for this chapter, we'll focus more on the physical environment. Then, the next chapter, we'll go to the social environment. Now, the physical environment refers to both natural and man-made things that surround us. So, by natural, we mean those things that are given to us by nature. For example, rivers, oceans, mountains, vegetations, etc. Then by man-made, we'll talk of those things that are built by human beings. So we have houses, bridges, what else? Anything you can think of that is built by human beings, those are said to be man-made. Okay, so we'll now look at the natural and explain some of them. So the first one we'll look at is, let's list more. We have weather and climate. Okay, these two words, weather and climate, they are used most times together. Now the first one you need to understand is weather. And weather is said to be the atmospheric condition of a place at a particular time. So let's say today is Monday. What is the condition of the weather condition? You can say it's cold, you can say it's humid today, or you can say it's cloudy, or you can say it's sunny. That's just for today. Okay, so it's the atmospheric condition of a place at a particular time. Now, climate, on the other hand, is the average weather condition of a place over a considerable long period of about 35 years. Okay, so climate is over a very long period of time. You can now summarize that the climate of Nigeria is always hot. So over a very long time, we've been able to deduce and know that Nigeria is very hot and America is very cold. Okay, so that's the difference between climate and weather. Weather is just for a day, while climate is over a very long period of time, let's say 35 years. Now let's look at highlands and lowlands. Okay, so highlands, examples of highlands, we have mountains, we have plateau. Let me explain this first. The plains are for our lowlands. Okay, so mountains are highlands which are over 600, greater than 600 meters above sea level. When I say above sea level, we understand that water all over the world, all over the earth, are assumed to be on the same level. Okay, so if this is the normal sea level, if you have any high land greater than 600 meters above the level of the sea, we call that a mountain. Then a plateau, on the other hand, are also highlands, but this time around the tops are flat. So you have something like this. So people can live on a plateau. For example, Plateau State, the capital of which is Jos, is a highland but has a flat top. So flat tops allow people to live on it, unlike mountains that could be very steep. So you have to understand the difference between plateau and mountains. Then on the other hand, we now have valleys. When you have two highlands that are together, This is highland or mountain A and B. In between, this depression is called a valley. Okay, so valleys are said to be lands lying between two hills or two mountains. Normally they could have rivers in between, because as it rains, when rain falls, water flows down this way. Then also from here, water flows down, then now flows this way. Okay, so valleys always have waters running or rivers in between. Okay, then for lowlands, we have in lowland areas, we have rivers, we have lakes and deltas. Okay, deltas are regions where we have a very large body of water or small waters gathering together to flow into a large body of water. For example, rivers coming together to flow into an ocean. So we have deltas around there. Then rivers are smaller bodies of water. They always come from large, let's say you have an ocean or very large body of water, and this flows down this way. This flows gradually this way. So they form rivers. Rivers in Nigeria will have River Niger, we have River Benue. These are very important rivers in Nigeria. And where they meet, where these two rivers meet, is called a confluence. So you need to take note of this. Where two rivers meet, let's say this one is flowing this way, and this is flowing this way. The points where they meet is called a confluence. Okay? So they meet and they now flow down this way. So one thing to know is the confluence states. That is the state where River Niger flowing this way. This is River Niger. I will have Benue this way. So they flow in this direction and they meet in Benue State. So Benue is said to be the confluence state. Okay, so it now flows down this way and flows into the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so important things to note is confluence, and also Benue State, which is the confluence town. Then another thing we now have to learn also under lowlands, lakes. Lakes are large bodies of water that are surrounded by land. So you have body of water, let's say something like this, and everywhere around it is land. Okay, so this is said to be a lake. And important lakes in Nigeria have Lake Chad, we have Oguta Lake in Imo State, Oguta Lake, Oguta. We also have Kainji Lake, where we have our power supply for the northern part of Nigeria. Kainji Lake, that's where we have the dam, Kainji Dam, that supplies power. Okay, so these are very important things we have to note. Okay, so let's look at importance of rivers. So importance of rivers, number one, for domestic and industrial use. So rivers can be used industrially and domestically. So domestically, you should think of water supply for homes, the drinking water. So the water here has to be purified. Then for industrial use, it could be used for so many things. For generation of electricity, for transport purposes also. Then it could be used for general purification of substances and washing. Then for farmers, that's another important use of rivers, for irrigation. So the rivers could be waters that are gotten from rivers, or rivers are channeled, could also be channeled to farms to irrigate. Irrigate means to water the crops then the farm. And then for transportation, I've talked about that. Then generation of electricity, then also fishing and mineral resources. These are very important. Then for research purposes and tourism. So for tourism, if you think of lakes, Uguta Lake. Uguta Lake is a very good tourism center. People visit there. And also close to the Atlantic Ocean there in Lagos, we have the beaches there. So people always pay. It's a tourist center, a tourist attraction. People go to the beaches for relaxation. So we define environment as everything that surrounds us or our community which affects our survival or progress. And we also explain the environment. There are two environments, the social environment and the physical environment. We've looked at parts of the physical environment. Now, social environment, this refers to the people in our society and our relationship with them. Okay? So, we don't live alone. We have people around us. So, we'll have to look at ourselves and also the relationship between individuals around us. So, to study the social environment, we'll look at the family. Family is very important. We look at our school, because in school we have our friends and teachers. We also look at our place of worship, the church and the mosque, and also offices and any other organization or club one is a member of. Okay, so in the previous chapters, we'll take our time to go through these points I've mentioned: the family, place of worship, the school, and offices. Now, the environment we live in, the physical environment, has a significant impact on us, and we also, as human beings, also have an impact on the environment. And also, the environment also determines how we live our settlement. For example, people that live close to the oceans, because of the commercial activities that go on there. So when you stay close to an ocean, people, all the importation, bringing of goods into the country happen around there. Because it's around a water body, you have many people that live around there. Okay? So the place is always populated and always developed. Then for places towards the north that are very hot, because of the climate around the area, it's always scanty and more of a rural settlement. So the settlement is a place with buildings where people live, and there are two types of settlements. We have the urban settlement and the rural settlement. Rural, those are the villages, the undeveloped areas. Then the urban settlements are the developed areas. We have the towns and the cities. For example, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, and other developed areas in the country. Then rural settlement, just think of the villages. Those are the rural settlements. So people always move from these rural areas to the urban areas in search of employment, in search of jobs and better life. Okay? Now, as part of our physical environment, we have natural resources, and this refers to those things provided to man by nature, which help to satisfy human needs. Example, plants, trees, lands, and minerals such as petroleum or crude, salts, columbites, gold, etc. So this table shows the common minerals that are found in the country, Nigeria, and the locations where they are found. The first one is coal, which is found in Enugu and Benue states. Tin, just is known for tin. Then columbite, also in Plateau states and Bauchi states. Gold, Oyo states. Limestone, which is used for cement production, in Kalagu. Then iron, Kogi states. Crude oil, that's where we have production of PMS, fuel, kerosene, diesel, and other materials such as materials for lubrication. So we have it in Abia State, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta Rivers, Edo, Imo State, and Ondo. Then bitumen is also found in Ondo State, and marble in Oyo State, Ibeti in Oyo State. Okay, so this brings us to the end of our chapter, and at this point I want to emphasize the importance of knowing the minerals and also the locations where they're found. We'll meet this topic also in geography, so at this point you need to know and remember these natural resources. Okay, now the next thing I want you to do is click on start quiz and answer all the questions following.